I wanted to make a video on this TOA because kind of feel like it might be the worst TOA in history. So let's just go and overview some of the challenges. So the right side, Lampy Lumen, one of the worst bosses in the game. I will show clips here, but you have the Glacial Shave, you have the multiple flying attacks it has, and you also have the like stalling attack where it blocks its own Tomb Break bar, and it can do it multiple times in one fight. It's horrible. Very, very difficult for a lot of people. And just an annoying boss in general. Always has been. This side, you have floor 3 for like newer-ish players getting through this. This feels like pain. I believe it's a spearback, 2 spearbacks, 2 rage against the statues, and then 1 light crusher. I'll put clips in there just to show that. If I was a new player, I would like just straight up rage at this. I would rage against this floor, honestly, because it's horrible. And then this one has double Diurnus Knights, which we will fight, and then it's got Sigillum. Then we have Crownless. I know for a lot of newer players, this guy is like pretty difficult for them. Although this buff is pretty strong for most teams. Attack percent and all damage increase. Very generalist, very nice. No specifically heavy or specifically skill or liberation, just all damage. And attack is nice. This one, the most annoying part is the Hurriclaw. Heron is very simple, but the Hurriclaw can be annoying, very annoying. And the Floor Reindeers, they're not as bad as they are in Whimpering Waste, but I mean, they're still pretty infamous for being very annoying enemies. This one, the worst part is actually not Fleur-de-Lis, although she's pretty bad. She's always been kind of annoying, but because you have to just spam dodge against her. But you have the Carapace and the Chrono Claw. Not only do they spawn pretty far from each other, but when they get Tomb Broken, they just fly, which looks very stupid. And it's annoying to fight, and they jump around. It's the worst. And the Chrono Claw is just as bad. One of the worst elites in the game. Like everything you don't want an enemy to do, he does it. The Windlash, he's fine. He doesn't do anything bad. And then finally, the Antichrist duo, Lady of the Sea and Nameless Explorer. My god, they're so annoying. Flying everywhere, puddle attacks that explode, have delayed explosions, multiple different like water orbs coming at you, just tons of flying. Nameless Explorer, he's way worse in End State Matrix than he is here, but still very, very rough. And obviously these buffs, if you don't have Hyuki or Amith or Luke, it might be a little bit rough. So we're gonna go through it really quickly, and I'm going to use Sigrika here. The newest character is Lucilla. She's finally out, and she is basically Chuyuan power creep. Okay, maybe not power creep, very slight power creep, but also feature creep, because they play very similarly in the same teams, and she doesn't have the drawbacks that he has. So we're just going to do normal rotation here. We're not going to do anything unique. But I guess one upside about Chuyuan is that he can do unique rotations where Lucilla not so much. So if you're going to play in the most in the most generic 1-2-3 way, Lucilla is definitely better. But I think if you play in more unique rotations, like double outburst or like some other like different rotations, then Chuyuan should be pretty good as well. Okay, that was just really unfortunate. Everything, they weren't lined up properly, and but yeah. Sigillum, he's pretty simple in a way, because, well, for Echo teams at least, because he gets that bar under, or not bar, but like that symbol under his HP, which basically just means, which basically just means that you do more damage to him every time you use, every time you cast an Echo. I think I didn't do that properly. I think I canceled way too early, but it should be fine. Yeah, you do more damage when you cast Echoes, and yep. So he's pretty good. to fight when you have, you know, Sigrika or an Echo team. I mean, that's why, you know, for lower reran, right? Okay, middle tower. I'm gonna spare you from having to watch a full run of Lampy. It's not worth it. I'm gonna skip this one too. So we'll do Crownless really quick. Crownless is a cool fight. But he's pretty old. He's the first boss you ever fight. So here I'm just going to stand about here so he can force him to not fly. Yep. If you stand a little too far away, he flies up first and you have to wait. Oh, I messed up the rotation. Yeah, he'll fly and you'll have to wait a little bit to do anything with him, which sucks. So we will Tomb Break here because his bar is almost maxed, which will activate Gubrenna's weapon effect, and we're just going to base attack spam. You can do unique things with Gubrenna. It's just a matter of preference. I typically either just basic attack spam or I do like my own different rotation. This is probably my favorite team in the game to play. It's the reason I pulled Gubrenna on her initial run, because I wanted to play this team. Before I was kind of just like underwhelmed by her, but this team is very fun. It gives me lots of Zenless Zone Zero vibes, because there's like no healer and you're just attacking the enemy with basically all teammates. It's nice. It's very fun. And she's a strong character. So, but you gotta remember this buff is also really strong. It's what, 30% attack buff, fusion res decrease, all type damage increase. There's a lot of different things. Oh, okay. Oh, stop him here, and he should die, right? All right. Yeah, not my best run. I usually clear around 4 minutes, so I don't know where the time save would. Probably if I change the rotation, it would be a bit faster. But for this team, I'm going to. You know what? Sure, let's just use Jinsei. I would actually no, we're not gonna use Jinsei. We're gonna use Chisa. It's really bad here because there's a 50% arrow res and 50% havoc res, and I don't have Dracona's signature. So, but I did pick up Chisa recently on her most recent banner. I didn't necessarily want her. I did 40 pulls just because I wanted to, you know, see if I wanted to lose. Okay, I'll be honest. I wanted to lose 50-50, but don't do what I do. But yeah, she's good. She's definitely strong. And I'm not going to reveal too much, but rumors has it that she will have a 4th best in slot team in the next patch. So, and even if not best in slot, a really good option, which is nice. I mean, when it comes to characters like Lucilla, you know, they're introducing characters who are like, you know, very strong in multiple different teams. Like Shiwan, he has many different teams he's good in. Lucilla as well, Chisa as well, and they're gonna give you options if you don't have those characters. So but yeah, this is probably the worst guy here. And again, it doesn't help that this guy has 50% arrow res right now. And I'm using cart. But yeah. I actually, you know, I really like the Tomb Break mechanic. I know a lot of people don't care for it, but I like it. I like the instant TP. I like a lot about it. There's a lot of things I like about the Tomb Break system. So, but, yeah. I also really like this rotation. Oh, well, I messed up. It's fine. We should be able to... Alright, let's just get that. We can't do the full proper rotation there, but yeah. Obviously, this room is not for them. They're not getting the attack buff. They're getting the all-type damage, which is nice, but... My Chisa doesn't have her signature. My Chacona doesn't have signature. Only my cart. Yeah, only my Carthia. And my Carthia doesn't have a very good build either, honestly. But it's fine. So, yep. It's definitely clearable with this team. Although you should not use this team, but alright. That and then yep. And should be close to a kill here after the tomb break. We'll see. Or okay, never mind. That I vastly overrated my damage. I usually clear this floor around around 325, but I guess we're just pretty bad here. Yeah, this is one of my slower clears, but it's fine. Okay, don't use that team. Yeah, I'm skipping this, and then we're going to use the same top team to fight this team instead of Morny. Just because, again, I want to slightly challenge myself, and because I like this team more. Alright, one of the best things about Lupa is that she has a 15% fusion red shred in her kit. So you actually can get rid of this area effect without fulfilling the conditions. So here I'm just going to delay the rotation a little bit in hopes of getting the boss to do a more preferable attack string. We'll see. Okay. Or nope. It's fine. We don't really need that attack to land fully. Okay. So here we're going to Toon Break after the ultimate, or during the ultimate. And we're just going to basic attack spam because I just want to ignore this boss, or try to. Alright, Lupa here to break him, and we're good to go. So you kind of want to kill this enemy like around the 350-ish mark, or honestly preferably before that, but just to give yourself as much time as you can against the next boss, which is much more annoying. Okay, so he has the puddle on the floor, which means I can probably dodge counter it and get some good damage off. Yep. If you didn't know, one of Gabrina's highest multipliers is her dodge counter. So it's great if you can have an enemy that can frequently attack you. So you can get off much more frequently. Okay. Let's do that. Okay, and we're just going to basic attack spam again. This is probably going to be a very close clear. Let's see. This enemy is very annoying. There's no tips how to beat him, just try and brute force and try to ignore his mechanics. Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna Tomb Break here because I don't want to deal with him anymore. He does get sent flying when he gets Tomb Broken, which is not great. But what are you gonna do? So again, just basic attack spam. It should be a clear, but it's probably going to be close. Yeah, it should be a clear. You have 30 seconds to do about 40% HP. I'm going to Tomb Break now. Remember, her weapon buff stays for 14 seconds, so not great, but it is what it is. Okay. This is going to be a very close clear. Probably going to be about like a second away. Let's see. If we can get more Tomb Breaks, it should be pretty good. And dead. With Lupa. Okay, that was not great. 2 seconds away from clearing with this team. It was one of my worst clears though. I usually clear within like 15 seconds, but I mean, that fight is RNG death. You could get horrible moves on Lady of the Sea and not get good performance. Dodge counters are really strong for Gabrena, so if an enemy isn't doing enough attacks for you to dodge, that's lining up properly, you could have all these sorts of problems. So for the builds, it's the same I use all the time. Don't look at the attack, it's glitched, but yeah, I use the same build all the time. Sigrika, same thing. Abyss Surges, and him, Emerald, and then you are on relativistic jet, and then where is cart? Oh yeah, one of the worst cart builds you ever see. Not even 50k HP, but I don't want to refarm her. The build I use for her is the same build I had the week she first released. I haven't changed the set since the week 1. It was that easy for me to farm. So I got kind of lucky. But yeah. So that is the tower. So yeah, the tower is getting harder and harder. I think last reset is when the big HP increase happened. So, and a little bit of history for TOA. You know, these mechanics, the enemy, the res increase and the res reduction was added in 2.0, and in 3.0 is when they added in this all type attribute res increase, which can only be taken away with certain certain mechanics. One of the worst, if not the worst, for all TOAs, but next one should be easier, especially if you own Lucy and Rebecca, because they will be catered to, because they're not being catered to now, which means they're going to be catered to next reset in 7 days. So I'm waiting for the pulls to come in. So in about 2 days, we will pull Lucy, and also in 16 hours, that is when we will be getting the new end state matrix, which again I won't be playing until I own Lucy. Well, I'll play it, but I won't like do a video for it until Lucy's here. I think I want to try and get a max score, but I don't know if it'll be possible. This is the Cyberpunk team I'm using right now, except we have an imposter, but it's fine. But yeah, I think that's it. And yeah, 7 days, the new tower will be here. I will do it. I will try to use Lucy, and yeah, that's it.